everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. This week's video is a collaboration with Revoice magazine, which is a monthly online magazine all about early music and the recorder, and it's edited by the fantastic Fatima Layam, who asked me to do this interview. She sent me a whole load of questions over and I get to answer them and edit them, which is basically like a dream interview because I can edit out all the stupid bits. For those of you who have found me through Revoice, my name's Sarah Jeffrey. I'm a professional recorder player based in the Netherlands, and every week I make a tutorial all about different aspects of recorder playing. And for those of you who already know my YouTube channel and are subscribed, and you don't yet know Revoice magazine, you should definitely check it out. It's got articles, interviews, all kinds of things, and it's brilliant. Okay, on with the questions. Ooh, there are a lot of reasons. Firstly, it just seemed really fun. I like to make stuff, and making videos seemed like something I would enjoy, and it is. On a bit more of a serious note, I was looking on YouTube to find tutorials about the recorder, and there aren't that many, at least not really going into depth about repertoire and technique and contemporary things. There are other great recorder players out there putting stuff online, but the overwhelming majority of videos on YouTube seem to be people teaching the recorder by going and that's recorder playing. Really, no offense to these people. I'm sure everybody who posted a tutorial like this did it from a very good place, but to be honest, I could tell that they didn't really know how far the recorder could go. Also, there is so much information about the recorder, but a lot of it is only available if you go and study at a conservatorium or something. And I really strongly believe this information should be available for everybody. No matter where you live in the world, no matter your financial situation, you should be able to access this information. If we keep it just locked up inside the walls of a conservatory, then classical music is always going to stay elitist. The recorder is always going to stay as some like weird niche market unless we bring it out. And since making this channel, I have met people from literally all over the world who have started playing or who are playing, and who may not have teachers or resources in their area, but through the internet they can start. So yeah, this was something I just really wanted to do. I would say the biggest challenge of being a professional musician who makes videos is time planning. In my job, I'm doing 100 different things every day anyway, and planning video making into that isn't easy. I would say every video takes a full working day to produce. I have to do it over a few different days in between all the other things. So it often gets to Wednesday night, the night before my video is going online, and I've just gotten home from teaching, I've eaten, I've rested, it's 10 PM and I'm like, oh my god, I have to edit my video. Who watches my videos? I was quite surprised to find my viewers are actually 70% male, so hi. And by far the biggest percentage of my viewers are in the United States. Maybe because I speak in English. The most popular age range was actually 25 to 34, which is my age range, and after that it was 18 to 24. So hi millennials! So yeah, demographically that's who's watching, but actually I have met people from all over, from all ages. I'm so happy to hear from 12-year-olds and from 80-year-olds who say that they're really into playing the recorder. I feel like recorder players are actually a really wide group of people, which I just love. Relative to other instruments, we're still quite a small world, so I really like getting in contact with all of you. Ooh. Well, I think one thing is that it actually really brings us into contact with each other, because it's also so interactive. I love getting to talk to people in the comments, and then some people find me on Twitter and Instagram. So it's really a community. That's what I'm basically trying to say. It's a community. And I think it's so important that as a professional musician, you're not only sending your stuff into the world going, look at me, that it's an exchange. And it's just such a great resource. You can learn anything on YouTube, and maybe not to the highest level that you could ever reach, but it gives an introduction into anything. I have also learned a lot of things from my viewers since making these videos. I'll have made a comment on something and people have said, that's not actually right, actually it's this, and oh, I have learned from that. I'm sorry about the lighting in here. This filming in front of a window when it's dusk is a terrible idea. That's why I'm a recorder player and not a full-time filmmaker. Yes! Ooh. Well, my channel's only existed a year, so I'm still building it, I'm still going onwards and upwards. I would like to do more collaborations, so I'm getting in contact with more musicians and more YouTubers and doing videos with them as well. It's always better in a team, that's why it's Team Recorder. And there are so many great recorder players, I thought it could be interesting to interview them as well. Would that be something you're interested in? My other idea, which I'm planning to launch soon, I get so many questions sent to me in the comments, in my email, on my Instagram, and I try and answer them all. What I am planning to do is try out YouTube Live. So basically my idea is that my viewers watching the live stream could ask me questions in real time. I will attempt to answer them in real time. And it's just a way for my viewers to get to ask their questions and get an immediate answer. If it is interesting for you, please also tell me your time zone, because I'm trying to think at what time I will plan this. There's nothing so far that makes me like, I hate this. That's a bit of a crap answer, isn't it? It's very permanent. Once something's there in a video, it kind of loses time context. So sometimes I want to answer someone's question or give an update to what I'm doing, which works when I first post the video, but half a year later it feels a bit weird. You know, if I'm giving updates about what I'm doing, I'll put that on Twitter because that has a time connotation. Maybe it would be cool if you could do like status updates on YouTube. Maybe it's super annoying, but... Okay, I'm gonna confess something. I watch a lot of YouTube, but most of it isn't music related. I follow a lot of YouTubers that do vlogging or nail art tutorials, or... The first channel I'm gonna recommend is Early Music in a Different Way, Winky Face. This is a guy that I've talked about already in one of my favourites videos, but he is just brilliant. He makes videos of all kinds of arrangements of early music pieces. He wears crazy costumes and makes it look as if he's a figure in a painting, and it's just really great. Another music related one that I like is Emilyplayscello. Emily is a Baroque cellist living in Boston, and she gives tutorials on all aspects of Baroque cello and continuo playing, and also being a professional musician. And next to that she's also a DJ. And then something different, I mean, this girl already has like 11 million subscribers, so she doesn't need any more, and you probably know her already, but I love Zoella. It's like having a warm bath in videos. Do I think Revoice magazine should have more video interviews? Yes! I was thinking about this, and I'm actually gonna get a little bit personal. I have a very strange relationship with sound. Okay, I'm a professional musician. My entire life revolves around sound. At the same time, I have a couple of, I'm not sure if I should call them conditions or issues with sound. One is called Misophonia, and it is the extreme aversion to particular sounds. In my case, this is mainly any kind of sounds involving eating or chewing or mouth sounds. I found out recently that this is a real neurological condition with a physical basis. It's not something that I've accidentally learned or made up. And the second thing is an extreme phobia of other sounds. So for me that is balloons popping, dogs barking and fireworks. And in my opinion, they are completely unrelated, but they both impact my life in quite a significant way. The triggers are completely different and the reactions are completely different. With the misophonia, the reaction is revulsion and I just have to get away at that moment. And with the sound phobia, it's the loud sudden sounds, and the reaction is basically just like any phobia, fear. So I freeze and get really cold and my heart is beating, and you know, they both impact basically every second of my waking and sleeping life. Is there a dog? Do I have to cross the street? Do I have to leave the country during the week where all the fireworks are? That is a real thing. Is someone in the room eating? Do I have to leave? But at the same time, music is my whole life. I'm still searching for a way to reconcile these three things. For anyone else suffering from these things, you're not the only person. But in a way, I'm very glad I have music because it reminds me that my ears are not my enemies. Well, after that, night has fallen. The last question is, play us something on your favourite instrument. And I'm just looking for that in my book. Funnily enough, it is my Ganassi soprano by Stephan Blezinger. Soprano isn't naturally my favourite size of instrument, but I just love this particular recorder. And what I'm going to play for you is a short, abridged version of the English Nightingale by Jacob van Eyck. I actually used it for my audition getting into Birmingham Conservatoire, which was when I did my first study. This piece has always held a special place in my heart. So here's just a little short version of it. Enjoy! As you can hear, a little portion of that was slightly improvised. Sometimes I can't resist just putting little things like that in because I figure that Mr. Van Eyck was improvising all the time anyway. So I think if I had been alive in that century and had gone and sat next to him in the Janskerkhof in Utrecht, where he would sit and play like this, we could have had a nice little jam session together. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this interview if you have made it this far. If you haven't read the rest of this issue of Revoice magazine yet, go and read all the other fantastic things that the other authors have contributed. And if you haven't yet subscribed to Team Recorder, please do so. We are almost at 4,000 subscribers, which is just blowing my mind. Thank you to the Dutch night sky for betraying me. And thank you to Fatima for sending me these questions and for editing such a great magazine. Have a great day and see you next week.